Legal Growth Podcast, where we dive into the strategies, challenges, and success stories shaping the future of law firms. My name is Aaron Fulk, and I will be your host today. And together with Legal Growth Partners, we're going to bring you in-depth conversations with top legal professionals, industry innovators, and firm leaders. Our goal is simple: share practical insights, innovative strategies, and real-world advice to help your law firm scale, adapt, and thrive. Whether you're navigating growth challenges or looking to boost your business development, you are in the right place. Oh, let's just dive right in. I am so excited. One of my favorite people in the world is on the show today. Welcome, Peter.
It's good to be with you, Aaron.
I'm so excited because a lot of people, I don't know if a lot of people know you started out in law originally. I have had the pleasure to run into a couple of people that tell the stories about how quickly you turned over estates. Like you were just such a grinder that you would meet somebody and then get them all their stuff within the week. And people brag on you still about your estate attorney stuff. So I'm super excited to have everybody learn from you today.
Well, I appreciate that. And, I've thought highly of you for so long, so this was an easy invite to accept.
Well, I really appreciate it. So real quick, because I promise you we'll be 10 minutes. So I want to get all of this in there. Give us a quick overview of how you originally chose to get into law and then how you ended up in like estate law.
So in my attorney journey, I don't think is that different from many, in that I wound up in law school because I didn't know what else to do. I noticed a lot of my law friends, half of them were really, really into it, and half of them just were delaying graduation like me. So I got the law degree. I mean, I will say that what I learned a lot is how to kind of cut through a bunch of stuff and get to the things that are really relevant, which is a skill it's really, really good to have. After meandering around a bit, I found myself as an estate planning attorney. And basically at the time was doing something that most places weren't doing, which is advisors had kind of found out about me and they would refer me their clients. So a financial advisor at a brokerage house or an insurance company or an independent firm would say, hey, this client needs tax advice or legal advice or a will or a trust. And I would come in and I would do it. I would explain it in English. I'd get right to the point. I'd turn everything around in a few days, charge a flat fee. I included, funding the trusts and things like that, which your audience would know what that means. And I think that, this idea of high-end service delivered quickly and at a flat fee is not really a thing a lot of lawyers do. And so it caught on, very, very quickly and wound up being probably the largest estate planning practice, at least in the region. And I learned so much, from all these other advisors while I was doing that as well.
So that brings me into this. So then what was your biggest growth success story and how do you end up where you're at now?
Yeah, I mean, I think the key for me was I got to see the whole industry. I worked with so many wonderful people in so many places and got to see what was good about the financial service model, what was bad about it, what clients really wanted. And when I wound up, one of my clients was Creative Planning. It had been a small firm that had been around since the 80s, and they had just 30 clients, almost all of whom were doctors. And when I was going to start my own firm and kind of do legal and investments and planning all in one place, which I thought clients would want, the owner of Creative Planning is like, hey, you already know my clients, and why don't we take this over? And so when I took that over in 2004, I already knew their 30 clients. We had 30 million under management, but it was a big leap forward for me to be able to do financial planning, wills and trusts, tax preparation, trust services, all of this under one roof. And it really kind of propelled very, very quickly from there.
I didn't know the origin story of that. So that's fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, it was just it was crazy because I had seen so many good advisors, so many advisors that, maybe a little bit too much in the conflict arena. And so I knew I was going to start my own thing, and it wound up being a great opportunity for me to do it with already a few dozen clients that I knew, instead of having to open the doors and sign up client number one. But the background of all the stuff in one place was so unique at the time. That was really the big leap forward, was being the first to market with that.
Okay, so while you were doing that, what do you think was your favorite non-legal skill that helped kind of propel that, grow that, all of that played into that?
Well, I mean, my favorite is vision, basically figuring out trying to figure out what people want that they don't even know they want is my favorite part of all of this. Still to this day, is constantly thinking every day of, what else can we do for our clients? And yes, there's the things they're asking for. Okay, that's the easy. We're going to go do those things. But what are they not asking for that they would really appreciate if we gave it to them? Because it makes things simpler or faster or better, or gives them peace of mind. That's my favorite part. I mean, the part that's probably not my favorite, but that's definitely helped, is just being a taskmaster. Just consistently every day, knocking out 30, 40 things, just boom, boom, boom. That's really a trait that works well at creative planning, and a trait that I don't enjoy as much as the visionary side, but I know is a key to the success.
What's kind of your top tip for being a good task manager?
Well, I think unclutter your life from the stuff that doesn't matter. So, I mean, the first thing you have to do is, like, we wake up and there's a million decisions, there's a million things in front of us every day that are coming at us, and you have to eliminate all the noise. Are you watching, like, if you're a financial advisor, are you watching CNBC, reading the Wall Street Journal to cover, going to conferences? All of that stuff's a waste of time, right? You can get all the information you need in like 3 minutes, maybe 2 minutes. There is your desk cluttered with a bunch of stuff. Do you pick up things 7 or 8 different times? Basically unclutter all the stuff coming into your mind, all the stuff invading your calendar, all the stuff getting into your day. And then you're left with these clean things that will propel your life or your business or your clients forward. And you focus on the hardest one first and just knock it out. And you have to do it every day. It's kind of like working out. I'm one of those people, there's people that are like, oh, I work out and I feel great. And I feel great for the rest of the day. I work out every day. I don't like it. And it makes no difference on my mood for the rest of the day. So this is a unique situation, but I still do it because I know if I do it over and over and over again, it's better outcomes than if I don't. And so I think that's the key, is get rid of all the stuff that you're using as an excuse not to do that really matters, and just start to attack first thing in the morning.
So hardest one first.
Hardest one first.
I got to start doing that because I think I do it opposite. So that's how I want to be you when I grow up. So hardest one first. All right. So looking ahead, what trends or changes do you see shaping all of both law, but also business in general? And how are you positioning creative planning to stay competitive within some of these trends?
Well, I think I was speaking at one of the largest, if not the largest, law firms in the United States, and the president, what they call it, managing partner, was speaking before me, and he just told the whole room of attorneys making millions of dollars a year that 90% of their work was going to get replaced by AI in the next couple of years. I think that's going to be true. I think it's not something that we're all just talking about and it's not going to happen. I think we're going to be using AI to set up companies, to do buy-sell agreements between partners. All of that stuff is coming, and it's coming very, very, very fast. And so I think really being able to put together complex pieces of things together is going to be absolutely critical, or being very niche or very high end. Like you are working on very, very big things, or you specialize in doing legal work for equestrians, right? Or legal work for dentists or something like that. So I think the way you protect yourself from what's coming is to really specialize.
I love that. All right. What's your number one tip for anybody that wants to be really great leader? And I know this wasn't on your thing, but you're one of the best leaders I've ever met. So last tip, number one tip for being a great leader, whether they're in a law firm, running a financial firm, or in charge of anyone.
I think the best kind of leadership is servant leadership. So I think you got to get off your high horse, get out of the ivory tower, and a part of that's being a player coach. Like if you're going to lead, you should be working alongside the people you're leading in some capacity. So you have the credibility, you have the knowledge, you know what they're going through day to day. They know that you know what they're going through. And it also leaves you on the cutting edge of like what needs to change, what needs to be corrected. It doesn't have to filter its way up to you in your ivory tower 2 months or 2 years later. You're feeling it in real time. And I think if you look at the best run companies that are very well known publicly, they had that player coach. That's not enough to be a visionary, to be the player coach working alongside everybody. And then I think it becomes easier to lift everybody up. And that's what drives an organization.
Well, I've yet to meet anyone that doesn't say that they don't love working for you. So listen to his advice, because I think that is so great. Peter, thank you so much for coming on here. And thank you for joining us on the Legal Growth Podcast presented by Legal Growth Partners. If you enjoyed today's episode, subscribe, drop us a review, share it with your colleagues, because great insights are even better when shared. For more tips and tools to help grow your practice, visit Legal Growth Partners. And until next time, keep innovating, keep growing, and keep smiling. Thank you so much, Peter.
Thanks, Aaron. Have a good one.